Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I've got a pretty good build here for you today on Arc Warlock. I know everybody likes their Fallen Sunstar or their Crown of Tempest, but this one's a little different. This one, Cold Heart's the centerpiece of this build, especially this season. I mean, this build will work after the season, but it's really in the spotlight this season. Overload Trace Rifles helps this. There's a lot of good artifact mods to help this out. Shock and Awe, Lightning Strikes twice, Electric Armor, Thunderous Retort. All of that all really enhances this build quite a bit, so take that into consideration with this build. Our exotic armor is Vesper Radius of all pieces. Basically what it does is when you put your rift down, it does damage around you, blinds enemies, and it comes back quicker when there's enemies around you. So all around good solid exotic, no complaints. Stormcaller here, obviously. I run Chaos Reach. I guess you could run Storm Trance, but I don't know why you would. Healing Rift. This is actually pretty important. Keeps you alive. Whichever lightning that you prefer. Pulse Grenade's definitely what you're going to want for this. You definitely want Arc Soul, and you definitely want Electrostatic Mind here. Fragments. Spark of Resistance. You don't need this, but if you're doing something like a Legendless Sector, I would recommend it. Just makes you more tanky. Spark of Magnitude makes our grenade better. Spark of Beacons. Alright, this one plus the Trace Rifle means you just create a lot of blinding explosions. I mean, good all around. Spark of Shock. This is so you can stun Overload champions. It just adds more damage to your grenade in general. Overall good. I run one Ashes to help get the super back, one Hands-On, just because it's cheaper than Artifact and I can afford it. And then a Harmonic Siphon to help create Orbs of Power with the Trace Rifle. Gloves. Here, I'm just going to go into this menu, makes it quicker. Grenade Kickstart. Firepower. Bolstering Detonation is the most important of these. You really want to try to get back your rifts as much as possible. I am running one Arc Reserves. You can probably afford to run two. I didn't even need it for this build. I haven't even masterworked this armor yet because I've just started recently using it. The legs, recuperation helps you be a little more survivable, helps you get your grenade back a little quicker. Whenever you pick up orbs, you just get double the effect. I think it's worth it. You could run surge mods. I don't for this build because I'm running grenade kickstarter, so I don't want to interfere with the grenade kickstarting. And then powerful attraction's pretty solid here because it sucks all the orbs of power near you. You're going to be rifting a lot. Bomber reduces your grenade cooldown when you use your rift, and then you're going to be rifting your targets a lot. So that's the general build, and I'll show you guys the gameplay. Alright, the general gameplay loop here. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just shoot things with a trace rifle, get ionic traces, and spam your abilities down. The arc shot wave is going to be super effective at blinding enemies, killing them. You could kind of rely on your arc soul and your rift to take out most of the ads around you while you focus on the beefier targets. I thought this overload champion was being freaking annoying, teleporting all over the place, playing Ring Around the Rosie with me. Coward, he's a coward. Like I said, the artifact mod is really helping this build, I think. So, overload trace rifle, obviously, gonna be super useful. And then all the things that make arc better. But that isn't to say this build isn't good otherwise. It's just going to be a little bit worse. It's like the Void builds last season. Got a little bit worse, but still usable. Right here, this is really showcases how strong standing in the rift is. You just, enemies are going to have a hard time hitting you. You just basically put rifts down on cooldown. It'll keep bursting out damaging, keep blinding, keep cooking. I'm clearly not playing too optimal here, especially with like these barrier champions, as you can see, so even with me playing not the greatest, I do okay. Double special's okay with this build, like you can run it with like a cold comfort for ad clear, or you can run Riptide for extra champion support. For me, I didn't. I tried it the first time, but it's very inconsistent killing the barrier champions without the auto rifle, to be honest. That's why I have it with it. I mean, as you can see, just gonna cook through most of these guys. I'm used to using the ball light, that's why you see me whiff that melee there. But the other one's good too. Does pretty good damage. I'm really not having any problem staying alive with this build. As you can see, like, I'm basically, I haven't died once, haven't even hardly come close to it. I'm just using a standard swarm arc machine gun here. I mean, you can use whichever one you like. The Tex Mechanica one from the one dungeon's pretty good. I personally like this one the best. It doesn't get a very good roll, but either way, pretty solid nonetheless. The reload time could be better. As you can see, I'm having no problem getting my abilities back. So I don't even need the double effect of the ionic traces, to be honest. That was a whiff and a half. That was funny. This next area, this is where this exotic really cooks. Like when you get in a room like this with a bunch of enemies, you're going to be getting your rift back super fast. You're going to be blinding all of them. You're going to be damaging them. Chaos Reach this season actually does pretty decent damage, as you can see with Thunderous Retort there. When there's this many enemies around you, you are going to get your rift back so dang fast. And you will just keep being able to damage and blind enemies like crazy. And I'm standing. There's a lot of enemies shooting me. This is a legend difficulty, so I'm just kind of standing out here, just eating it. It's like being in a well of radiance almost, with this much damage resistance and healing. It's pretty crazy, honestly. And wow, handily cooked that Legend Lost sector. But yeah, it's a pretty great build. I mean, you saw it right there. That boss room is really where it highlighted. I haven't really tried it in team play yet, so I can't confirm it. I think Fallen Sunstar will probably be better for team play because you give your teammates energy when you collect Ionic Traces too. But other than that, if you try the build, just let me know in the comments. See you guys in another video.